You can follow all these players that you've seen today. You can follow them Tuesday and Wednesday, right here on Golf Channel from 4 to 7 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss a shot, and you can root for these guys too. Why wouldn't you? It's the only way to go. All right. You know who we're welcoming now? We're welcoming the teaching professional at Marion here, Mark Sheftic. And Mark, you didn't have a busy week last week, did you?
It's dull. There's nothing going on.
Yeah,
Small tournament.
What's happening up there, right?
Yeah, you know,
just kind of kicking back with your feet up.
A routine week. You know? No problems.
Yeah, U.S. Open. What's that all about? So listen, you teach a lot of people. I mean, you're a busy guy in your instruction, and so many people want to know. Okay, we've gone through all this stuff. We've learned how to get rid of the slice. We've understood how we're going to get our sternum ahead of the golf ball. But now we got to do is we got to prepare for getting onto the golf course and playing in a golf tournament. What are the things that you're teaching your students up there at Marion to help them perform better and be prepared for a round of golf?
When I get ready for a tournament or when I'm getting ready to play, I kind of look at my bag, and I look at my bag thinking, what's the most important club and what's the least important club? I like to think of my drivers 30% of my score, my putters 30% of my score, my wedges are 30% of my score. So 90% of my golf score are basically those clubs. So when I'm preparing to play, I'm going to make sure that those sets of clubs I'm really sharp at. And
those three clubs are going to be the clubs that carry you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And when I was at Marion, I had a unique opportunity to walk with. I walked with Matt Kuchar, I walked with Justin Rose, I walked with a lot of those guys. And if I were to say one thing, 90% of their practice, their preparation was tee boxes, getting their sight lines, and around the greens. I remember watching Phil Mickelson hit 8 shots off the 14 tee, trying to really figure out what he's going to do. And when I watched some of the guys putt, I mean, they were taking extensive notes of the slope, the grain. And I thought I'd say 90% of their preparation was basically tee boxes and the greens.
All right, beautiful. Grab a driver here. Let's. I'm going to give you a little room service here and tee this up. And all I want you to do for me is just kind of go through what you're talking about. So when you do this, you're going to hit a driver. Would you then go back and hit a wedge, or were you going to hit a couple of drivers in a row? How would you do that?
Well, when I'm warming up to play, I'm always going to start with my wedges. I'm going to probably pick out a 20, 30, 40, 50-yard shot and just build into a rhythm, get some contact, get the body warmed up a little bit. Then I'll move into 8-iron, 7-iron, 6-iron. There's no rhyme or reason. One day I warm up with even number clubs. Next day I warm up with odd number clubs. Just to go up through the bag. And I always finish up with my driver. I try to hit 3 solid drives before I start my round. After I hit that third one and it's perfect, I put it right away because I don't want to try to go after any more.
All right, beautiful. Let's see the driver here.
So first thing and the last thing I do before I prepare to play is you got practicing and preparing to play. Preparing to play, in my opinion, means you're going through a pre-shot routine. So I normally am 5 steps behind the ball. I'm a very visual person, so I'm really trying to visualize my target. I basically build a golf swing to eliminate the right side, so I always see a draw. I pick out my target. I have my intermediate target. I walk into the ball with my right hand. First thing I do is I aim the club face. I set my body up, and what I do is before I pull the trigger, when I put my left hand on the club, that's when I'm ready to go.
Okay.
So I stand behind the ball, get my intermediate target, I walk into the shot, club face lines up, and then wherever my feet want to set, I'm fine. I'm ready to go. 2 waggles, hit it.
And there's that little right to left there. Now, when you were working on your pre-shot routine, how did you discover that 5 steps was what you needed? I mean, was that just a rhythm that you had, or?
I don't know how to answer that. I just think it's something I've done, you know.
For a long time.
Exactly. Whether it's 3 steps, 5 steps, I just get behind right around 5 steps, and I remember one day I was counting them, and it just seemed to be 5.
Beautiful.
Whether it's 3, whether it's whatever, but always start behind the ball. Visualize your target. You know, you have to see the positive before you do it. So you really get, you know, whether it's a wide target or a narrow target. I like the narrow target, and I always look where I want the ball to go, and I try to always never look. So I got my target. Always I line the club face up, set my body up. That's my trigger to go. 2 waggles.
And then another just flushed driver going right to left there. And how many students of yours, when they're practicing, are just raking the ball in time after time again?
That's the problem.
Right?
You know, you don't become good over practice. You get good at practicing proper. And if you rake and beat, you destroy your rhythm, you develop bad habits. That's not how you play. And I think when I was watching the guys warm up, they would stand behind the ball, they would walk in, they'd go through their pre-shot routine, so they're preparing to play, not practicing.
So important for people to do the pre-shot routine before you're hitting it. Hey, listen, Mark, thanks so much, and we want to thank all the players that came on to help us out. We want to thank the Sun River Resort for having us here. Thank the PGA of America. Go see a PGA professional. I'm Michael Breed. We'll see you next time on The Golf Fix. Well done, my friend.
Thanks, Mike.
Great job.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Yeah.